Good afternoon. I'm Chris Augustine, Soil Health Specialist at the North Central Research Extension Center in Minot. I apologize for my absence. If you have any questions, I can be reached by my contact info at the bottom of this slide. Most of the products I'm going to cover are found in the NDSU publication Nitrogen Extenders and Additives. There are many products that have several different claims to improve the soil. If I'm asked about a product I'm not familiar with, I check out the Iowa State Compendium of Research Reports on the use of non-traditional materials for crop production. This is a very handy site with research information on all sorts of soil amendments. There's a search engine at the top left corner of the website, and the website address for this tool is at the bottom of the slide. The nitrogen cycle is a complex and leaky system. Nitrogen is lost to the atmosphere through ammonia volatilization and through denitrification when a soil is saturated. Denitrification loss is about 1 to 3% per day on clayey soils after 3 or so days of saturated conditions. Nitrate is water soluble and can leach out of coarser textured soils that are saturated for extended periods. Some additives can prevent nitrogen loss, but proper timing and split applications of nitrogen are still your best option to prevent nitrogen loss. Randall and others in 2008 found that a fall application of N-Serve with anhydrous yielded 15 more bushels than just fall applied anhydrous. They also found that a spring application of anhydrous alone yielded 27 more bushels than the fall anhydrous application. So timing is very important, but some products can help you out with a narrow fertilizing window. Dr. Goose from the NDSU Soils Department has worked with several different products over the years. He added different products with nitrogen. Water was added to the soil, leachate was collected and analyzed. The x-axis shows the amount of leaching events, the y-axis shows the amount of nitrogen measured in the leachate. The control had nothing added. Here, the product Super U was the best at preventing leaching, while Nutrisphere N, that's NSN, had the most leaching. The one behind NSN shows the recommended rate, while NSN2 had double the rate. Dr. Goose also looked at ammonia volatilization of different products. He measured the amount of ammonia being given off of a soil after the product was added. Again, the control didn't have anything added. It had just the residual nitrogen. The x-axis shows days after application, while the y-axis shows the amount of ammonia given off. AU was agritane and showed that there was some protection. The urea alone had the most volatilization, and NSN and N-zone had a little less ammonia volatilization. Many of these products are marketed as a urease inhibitor and is supposed to slow down that reaction. The x-axis is days after application and the y-axis shows the amount of urea remaining in the pot. The control was the least. NSN and N-zone were almost equal with the control after 7 days and had almost no urea left. Agritane did show some prevention and still had almost half the urea left after 7 days. The active ingredient in agritane is NBPT. It is a compound that consistently reduces ammonia volatilization and gives you about 10 days of protection and can reduce seed injury from urea. It has been found to improve yields. The active ingredient in N-Serve is nitropyrin. It seems to work, but in wet conditions it works sometimes. It can reduce nitrogen loss, but inconsistently increases yields. Nutrisphere N has been found to have little or no effect on preventing nitrogen loss. There are a handful of publications available on this product on the Iowa State Compendium. Avail is a product that is supposed to prevent the tie-up of phosphorus. Paul Hendrickson of the Carrington Research Extension Center looked at Avail in canola. After the 2 years of investigating Avail, he found no statistical difference between 1152O and 1152O plus Avail. Randall and Vesh looked at the effect of Avail on corn in Minnesota. In 2002, they concluded that Avail did improve corn yields. However, Avail showed no corn yield increases in the 2003 growing season. Don't forget to soil test. That is the basis of all fertility plans. Applying nutrients to meet yield goals. Split applications of nitrogen are more efficient than adding X nitrogen additive. If you're going to use a nitrogen additive or safener, Agrotane tends to be your best bet.